So do you look at both of those as to your regulations for both, or that's a
Yeah,
good question.
I'll send you a link. So yeah, so now that's a good point. Do you look at
Yeah,
the county reg or the town reg?
or
I
both.
can, or both. I'll absolutely get into that. Yep.
Yeah, that's a question I have for
All right.
marketplace.
Let me just give David this link.
Sure, sure.
Um, that's a real good question. I'm writing that down and got it. All right. Trey, what you got, man? What questions do you got, man? Oh, Corner, was there anything else?
No, that was the only question for the marketplace.
Got it. All right. Dre and Trey, if you guys will come off of mute, tell me what questions you have for the marketplace. Uh, my mic isn't allowing me to speak right now. Okay, all right. If you want to put something in the chat, that's cool as well. All right. All right. While that is happening, regs. Okay, I'm also getting my mic to work. Honestly, Trey, I'm not sure if you have done it before, but if you log out and log back in, that might be all you need to do. Log out, log back in. All right, David, mic check, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, bro? Can you
I'm
hear me
good.
okay?
I can hear you perfect, man. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
man, we're at the top of the hour, man. I always start with respect to short terms and midterm rentals, man. What questions people out in social media might have, um, if they're interested in getting into them. Any questions for you off the top of your head?
Whew, I don't. Give me a moment and I'll raise my hand when I come up with something.
All right, brother. That's all good, man.
All
That's all good.
all right.
All right, cool stuff, man. All right, so let's get into our wins for the week. Our wins for the week. Um, I will obviously start. My biggest win is that I was able to take our 25, 30 young people down to a Bible retreat, almost 2 hours away from Rochester, and we got some good Bible in. We it was a great experience. Um, and best way I can explain it to y'all is this. Let me stop sharing. Y'all need to know. I've been a teacher for going on 16 plus years. My worst day at that camp eclipsed my best day as a teacher. And here's why. I'm not teaching young people about geometry, algebra, trigonometry, all these things that New York State suggested I teach. I'm teaching them about life, about relationships, about the connection between spirit self and others, and I'm doing it in a way which I can simply be my authentic self. And when I'm able to do that, and the love of God can flow, to me and through me, man, that just makes my existence on this planet meaningful. So that's my win for the day. But this is how the Lord works, right? I come back. So I guess some of you guys may not know this, but my first investment property, my benefits for being a veteran, that whole scenario kind of got kaboggled. So I had to go ahead and purchase my first investment property using a conventional loan. Now that I know better, I'm going through and using my benefits, my VA benefits. I thought I was going to have to come up with like a 20% down payment on my next the payment, or 20% down on my next. I got my eye on a fourplex. But the loan officer came back while I was away and let me know, absolutely not, bro. Zero down. Zero down, y'all. That's huge because the property I'm looking at is about between 200 and 250K. I ain't got to come up with no cash. Cornell, I don't understand if you know, man. I am breakdancing in my sleep right now. I'm pitching myself because that's huge. That's huge
Huge.
because that's cash I can use somewhere else. So those are my wins for the week, man. Those are my wins. Cornell, you want to go next? What are your wins, brother?
Yeah, so that's a good win. My wins for the week is pretty much everything's going steady. I learned, even about last week, you were talking about a week before then, you were talking about the model of co-list, and that was good information that I've been learning about that's new. One of the good wins this week, especially for finances, is that I'm definitely reached out to a potential landlord that actually likes the idea and the model of what we're doing with midterm, short-term rentals. So that's a big win right there to create those new relationships, because those new relationships could be worth its weight in gold. It could be worth money down the line just off of one relationship that's been built. So that's my big win this week for finances. And family is doing great. Blessings to the man above. And faith has always been staying healthy, been praying every day, been actually, taking my health more serious with health and fitness, which comes first, but comes second after God. So I've been having some great wins this week, can't complain. So that's my wins for this week.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, David, let me ask you to jump in there, brother. What's your wins for the week?
Brother, listen, I'm excited, man. My win for the week, I was finally able to finish my youth financial journal. And
Yes.
in 2 weeks from yesterday, I will be starting my pilot class with the youth on financial literacy.
Come on, brother.
I'm definitely gonna touch base with you because I can see what you was doing with the Bible piece of it, incorporating that as well. Because if we don't put God first, nothing else matters.
Come on.
And I like that. So probably when we get off the call, maybe later on this evening or tomorrow, something, you and I definitely want to touch base. I want to know more
Yeah,
about
man.
what
Listen,
what the kids experienced.
yeah, let's collaborate, man. Because I don't have a problem driving up an hour to be able to support what you're doing with the youth, man.
Okay,
That's big time. That's big time. All right, man. I'm so proud of you too, man. That's great, man.
thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, Dre and Trey, man. Have you guys got Michael's situation straight? Dre and Trey, you guys ready? Y'all tap in when y'all get your mic situation straight. Go ahead, Miles and Stacy. What y'all wins for the week?
Our girls came back from Camp Agape on fire for the Lord, excited for CBS, and
Yeah.
we got a 5-star rating at Cutler Street and at
Yes.
Ham, and we got our first over 30-day booking for Cutler Street.
Come on, man. It's all about
Yeah,
the midterms.
from August to November. So
Yeah. So listen.
Amazing.
This is what's amazing. When you start getting traction, when you start getting momentum, these 2-day things turn into a week. Your week turns in 14. Before you know it, you got a 30, 60-day plus client. But you're not doing anything different. You're just being consistent. And it's something that we haven't talked about, but we will jump into it a little bit. It's about the algorithm. It's about the Airbnb algorithm, and it's a powerful thing. All right, so beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that being said, anybody else? I'm not sure if we had anybody. I'm not sure if Olivia popped in, Lewis popped in, or and I think OC said he had a prior commitment. But if there's anybody else that want to share their wins, please do before we move on. All right.
You know what,
Yes, sir.
Earl? I want to share one more win, but it wasn't. It was last week. Had a wonderful anniversary. My anniversary was last week, Monday, and the wife and I, we just spent some serious quality time. Dropped the little man off to his grandmother's in Canada. We went to Montreal. We went to Ottawa. Man, we just had a phenomenal time. See what we see. We just had 19 years, and what we as husband and wives, what we forget is how we got each other. We got to
Yeah.
get back to that. My wife and I, we decided we had to get back to that dating stage in our life, and to keep that fire going instead of that old routine. How you doing, honey? How was the kids? Um, Eat dinner, do what you got to do, and go to bed. It was wonderful, man. We was holding hands. Listen, they got to the point we was skipping down some street in Montreal, just enjoying each other, man. Folks looking at us like, listen, y'all don't understand. Me and my wife needed this break here. So,
Hey,
yeah, it,
man.
it was wonderful. So that was my win last week, and I just thank the Lord for allowing me to be in a position to just move and just take that trip, and at the same time, man, most importantly, not even have to worry about the finances. Because I shared with you in the past where I was
Yeah.
19 years ago to where I am today, man, financially,
Yes.
and man, it was just a beautiful thing. It really was. So that's my win, is just being able to have my wife in my hands and my arms, and just hug her and say, "I love you, and thank you for staying with me for 19 years."
Blessings, man. That is so powerful. And I'm quite sure our folks that are tapping in with us on social media, I hope you don't take that for granted. I hope what you're hearing is that it takes work, it takes struggle, it takes commitment. And to do anything for 19 years means that you got to do a thing even when it's not sunshine and there's no unicorns and there's no rainbows, but it's that commitment. And it's interesting, David. That's one of the things I shared with my young adults in the camp. That there's a big, huge, important, and profound difference between dating somebody and marrying somebody.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's based on that commitment. We say as entrepreneurs, you got to have this mindset. There's a plan A. There is no plan B. We have burnt the ships. There is no retreat. This will work. This must work, and that's the case for marriage. Good job, brother.
Thank you.
Very good job. All right. Our next segment is called our occupancy report. Occupancy report. Want to find out how we doing? What our numbers look like? Y'all should be killing it. Y'all should be killing it, especially if you're using the AI to set the prices. Cornell, what are your occupancies looking like for your 3 places?
My occupancy right now is I'm hanging right roughly around 90% right now. So it's good. The AI is doing its powerful work.
What is our
I'm trying to look for it right now, but I switched to
I think Rockingham is probably like 90%. It's pretty much staying full.
yeah.
Okay, Miles and Stacey, I heard you guys are talking.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I'm no, that's cool. So Cornell, what were your numbers again, brother? And then I'm gonna shift to Miles and Stacey.
Right around 90% occupancy due to this you got the screenshot right there, this powerful AI tool that we use for price stuff. It's around 90%. It's real powerful. Yeah, that's image right there. Can't complain. Just went in there about one time this week, check on the numbers, made adjustments for what the AI said do, and right around 90%.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Cornell. All right, Miles and Stacey, you guys are live and direct. What are your occupancy at Cutler and Rockingham?
Cutler.
We're currently looking, but I believe we're probably about 90%. We've been pretty full.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it has been pretty full. Great, crazy full, crazy full. All good, all good. And for those who are kind of checking us out online, um, free game, y'all, free game. Whether you're in our community or not, I was blessed. I should have been blessed by you, Cornell, because you knew about this before me. But I was blessed to be in a mastermind program, and someone talked about using software in order to look at the historics in your area. And so we've been using software for about 6 months. And I will tell you, in that 6 month run, I think our numbers are up about 30%. Because what we now have the ability of doing, and because our primary clients in this area, Rochester, New York, because of the U of R, because it's strong, and because of a lot of medical campuses, our primary clients are professionals on assignment, typically nurses. They're always asking us, hey, do you have any monthly discounts? Do you have any discounts for long-term stays? And what we can say, which was, not the case 6-7 months ago, is we can basically say, you know what? Although we don't do a monthly discount, we do significant weekly discounts based on what the hotels are doing. So we're going to always undercut the hotels, y'all, by 10 to 15% sometimes. So as you can see from the chart on the that I have on the screen, our numbers in terms of pricing varies. Not only does it vary from month to month, it varies from weekday to weekend, where our biggest discounts on the weekday, and then we go back to normal pricing on the weekend. And because of that, our long-term, our midterm and short-term guests can definitely get a lot more bang for their buck. I was just in one of my places earlier today, spoke to a guy who is been with us for about 2 months. He's on his way up to 10 minutes out of Canada. I'm trying to remember what he said. Mansfield, New York. I'm not sure where that is, but it's close to the Canadian border. And he basically just gave my wife and I the biggest compliment on how we're running things. And documentation beats conversation, y'all. When you can get a verbal confirmation that not only is the price right, but the amenities are what people are not expecting and they're better, and that's excellent. So use the software, guys. Find out from somebody about this software because it'll take you to another level. All right, Trey and Dre, your microphones, y'all got that working? What are your occupancy looking like?
Yeah, I got my microphone working.
Awesome. What's your occupancy looking like for your places?
With the Airbnb, out of the 31 days, I have like 6 days that's not booked.
That's good, brother. That's real good. You're exceeding 80%, man.
Yep.
That's excellent, man. Excellent. Are you doing anything with the discounts, or you have a flat monthly rate?
So usually the longest people, they stay like 3 days or 4 days, but we've been capitalizing on the daily rates. So it's basically just wherever you can fit in, make it happen, fit in right there.
Okay.
So wherever they fit in, that's where I just book them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so just for you guys who don't know, one of my most recent level up calls I had with Dre and his twin Trey, and they were talking about coming how the Lord has blessed them. They went from being homeless to now they own Where y'all at? 40 doors? Where you guys?
27.
47, man. What a
No,
blessing
no,
from God.
27.
27.
Mhm.
27.
And counting.
And they're part of our local real estate meetup group here in Rochester. Um, I mean, you guys were inspiration and are inspiration to a lot of the people that listen to that broadcast, man. And I'm glad, man, y'all leveraging this short term and midterm rental,
Yeah.
because it's going to make your portfolio so much sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about not, and I'm biased. Anybody who's followed me for any period of time, no, I'm the guy who went from I'll never be in real estate. They did my daddy dirty. So here I am, man. But it's something sweet about not have to to deal with people who don't appreciate your product.
Right.
I had a landlord recently reach out to me that I'm no longer collaborating with. You'll appreciate this, Cornell. He and I were talking before I learned about the co-listing model. And I said, well, I'm ending the lease agreement. And he said, well, okay, well, I'm not necessarily interested in your new model, but you've been a great tenant, and I wish you well. Well, that was 2 months ago. I recently went by one of the places that we had. He had a traditional tenant in there. Man, the place looked run down, y'all. I mean, literally, it was in a bad state. And I talked to him recently, and he said, "Man, I, you know, I was spoiled because you had been with me for 2-3 years. I forgot how volatile traditional tenants are." And I said, "Well, God is good, man. Whenever you want to cross that bridge again, I'm here for you. I love to collaborate with you, and we can share the upside together. But I'm going to tell you, Trey and Dre, you guys are in a great spot. You are in a really, really good spot to have that passive income, but also to have that, that equity that you guys are generating so that you can take those dollars and invest in other assets. Because as we say, Cornell, assets, income always follows assets.
Amen.
And David, you can relate to that, man. We're never going to get to that income by getting that a second or third W-2. Got to get an asset, get another asset, get another asset, and just work it, and then the income will always follow. So that's a beautiful thing, y'all. All right. Any other comments before we shift gears from occupancy and we can get into some of these questions? By the way, Trey, did y'all have any questions for the marketplace?
Not at this moment.
Got it. Okay. Good stuff. All right, cool. So county and state regulations. All right. They are really, really they vary. They differ from one spot to another. And what I will tell you is that you don't actually want to look at the state regulations because the state regulations are going to be so general, Cornell. And so, like, for example, in the state of New York where I live, you have a city like New York City. The second largest is Buffalo, New York. The third largest is Rochester. Then we have Albany and Syracuse, third and fourth. And Miles, tell me if I'm wrong in terms of the size. New York City is the most restrictive, and also it's the largest. In New York City, you can't even do a stay for shorter than, it used to be 30 days, but I think they've went up to 45 to 60 days. And in part, that is because of how strong the lobby and the the lobby groups and the hotel industry. It's how much leverage they have on the county legislators. So I say that to say, if you go one county over, you leave New York City proper and you step into like New Jersey, although it's a different state, it's not about the state so much, it's about the county. So like my business partner OC, what he was doing, he was trying to get out of his county before he and I linked up and found the property in New York that we had been doing successfully for about 2 years. But, you know, and then after he linked up with me, he was blessed and he got another property down in the Hamptons. And then he has now another place in North Carolina. But ultimately, it is a county by county conversation. But let me pause for a moment. Cornell, what's going on in your county?
Well, the county, you know, just like you said, like for example, the state, say for example, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a state. So, you know, the county is one thing, or the county might say one thing for a certain area, but then when you look at the actual city or whatever city is in, they say another thing. So it was like when you're looking to do midterm rental, short-term rental, whatever you're doing, are you looking at particularly the county or that certain town? Say, for example, the town says, oh, they have no regulations on STRs, but then the county says something slightly different. So which way do they supposed to both align all the time or not? You know, so that's what I'm kind of going through now with a certain city saying one thing and then the actual county maybe saying another thing. You know, I actually haven't called the county, but I know the town that I was looking at a particular place in, a certain town saying they have no regulation. They're free and clear of STR, short-term rentals. No regulations on Airbnbs, but the county may be saying something different. So it's like, you know, that's why I'm very cautious.
Here's what I know from experience. I would look at the county because the county is typically going to be more restrictive than a township.
Okay.
And another generalization, and this is again just a generalization, the higher the density in a particular area, the more likely you're going to have the hotel and the motel and that industry pushing legislators to make it tough for midterm and short-term rentals.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, soon as you step into a suburban or rural place, you know, like one of the things I love that OC is doing, he has this farm stay that he's created. He has, you know, several acres of 100+ acres of land that he's developing with the short-term midterm rental model as an escape, as a getaway, like more like a and you'll find in these rural places, in these suburban places, they don't care as much. They care, but they don't care as much. And the reason they don't care as much is because of the clients that we're bringing in. We're bringing business clients on assignment that don't reside and have no desire to stay in our area.
Yep.
So, so the short of the answer that I have for you is that I would go county first and then township second.
Okay. Okay. But she'll make sure they both say the same thing. One can't say, is it particularly where the county might say, oh, we restrict short-term rentals, we don't allow them, but the town may, or they usually align together. It would make sense for them to align together, correct?
Well, they may not always align, right? Because if you have one township that has a higher density than another township, based on what I was just sharing, the pushback is going to be where you have a higher concentration of pre-existing infrastructure
Mm-hmm.
that we're competing against.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I see your answer. You're just going to basically check with both the
Yeah.
township and the county by calling the zoning department or planning and zoning, and just simply ask them. What do you exactly ask them on the phone? Do you just simply ask them, do you guys?
Do you have yeah, you simply want to articulate something, could you point me in the right direction? I'm trying to get information on your policy around the midterm and short-term rental for real estate investors.
Okay. Good.
And either they can, help you directly, or they can point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But you definitely want to focus on you being a real estate investor, because every government official wants investment in their town or county.
Yeah. Okay. That's the key word I'm gonna say. Okay. Real estate investor.
Yep.
Real estate investor. Sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Good. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. All right. Any comments, concerns, or connections for anybody that's on the line based on that short answer about county and township regulations around STRs? All right. All right, cool. If there's no other questions around that, let's go on to the next. Let's go on to next. All right. So let me ask you guys this question. What do you guys think the biggest reason that one I want to craft the right question. What do you think maybe the biggest reason?
Downstairs. Go downstairs.
Come here.
Go come inside. Downstairs. Downstairs. Go downstairs.
Quickly do this here.
No.
Got it. Okay. We had a hot mic over there. All right. What do you think might be here's the question I'm asking. What do you think the reason that one business owner in STRs has a higher amount of occupants that are business related versus another STR operator who is having their occupancy more around a destination or someone who is on vacation? So that is the question. What separates those two STR operators?
I would probably going to say what separates those two STR operators is the type of guests they actually get, right? And what they're actually trying to attract, right? One STR operator probably attracting a lot of vacationers, people here for to have fun, to actually come here for enjoyment or some type of event. But the other STR operator is focusing on professionals, people here for work, people here for studies, people here for school, different things like that, for jobs and that nature, simply by what they're putting in their own listings, how they optimize, how they're actually, just basically dressing up their listing, right? What are they attracting with their optimization, their pictures, their captions, all these type of things differ from these two different type of STR operators. So that's really, I believe, what's the main difference between the two.
Cornell, man, bro. Yeah, that you hit it. You hit it out of the park right there. I want to elaborate on that, but I want to also have others comments or give voice to what they think might be the difference. Miles and Trey, what do you think?
I would say it's marketing and location.
Marketing and location.
Yeah, and that'll.
Yep, similar to what I heard Cornell say when he mentioned what's in your listing. What do you think, Trey?
Yeah, I agree with Miles.
Gotcha. All right. So let me acknowledge that there is a lot of colleagues that I have that have been super successful in the vacation rental industry. And they got places in Florida, they got places in North Carolina, they got a lot of volume, a lot of good things going on. But the reason that we fell in love and that I'm still a big proponent of the business space as opposed to vacation space is because you don't have to be in a large city. You don't have to be in a destination city in order to generate some really, really amazing semi-passive income. So when we talk about marketing, we're really talking about what do people see in your listing? So if I had a vacation rental in my listing, I would have, proximity of all of the places from my property to the amusement park or to the 5-star restaurant or to the performing art gallery, or the distance between my property and say a spot like I may have said this already, like Six Flags or Darien Lake. Or now, if I'm taking a step back, if my thinking is, okay, I want a business traveler, well, what's the distance between my property and say the Amazon site? What's the distance between my property and the FedEx spot, or the university, or the hospital, or the power plant? You guys see what I'm saying? And not only am I putting that in my listing, all right, I'm going to have photos that are also, a representation of what a potential a guest might be looking for. All right. So I would say out of, if we were looking at 100% of the reason that one person is getting a particular type of guest, another STR operator is getting more of a destination guest, 40% of it is marketing. What do you think the other 60% is?
You said 40% is what?
40% is the listing or marketing, however you want to say it.
I think the other percent is it optimization?
Optimization and kind of goes hand in hand with the listing and the marketing. But there's another aspect, which is a larger aspect. Let me help you out. What do you say when someone inquires about your place?
What do you exactly say? You ask them actually, where are they traveling from? What are they coming from? You actually vet them, the vetting process.
All right, my brother.
That's huge.
All All right, I want to speak to my good people out there. Let me take
That's
off the
huge.
screen here. Look, if you are not asking the right questions, if you are not vetting your people, this is why it's not passive. It's semi-passive. Because not only do you have to ask questions, you got to ask the right questions. And if you don't ask the right questions, you're going to get the wrong guest. Point blank, period. So Cornell, Miles, Stacy, help David out. Because David is he's looking at this thing. He's my brother from another mother. I'm trying to help him take that plunge in Buffalo. Because Buffalo is wide open, y'all. What's the right questions to ask?
So the question to ask, you ask usually, where they where are they traveling from, and what is the means of their traveling? Like, what are they traveling for? So that's two questions. And then the third question I ask is, how many people will be traveling with you, which is important. So I ask those three diamond questions.
Okay, so hold on, wait a minute. What if you get an inquiry and they say, well, how many beds and bathrooms do I have?
Well, we respond back. Well, they actually have that listing, the information that are listing, but that's basically what we say. Oh, okay, this is one bed, 1.5 baths, or 2 bathrooms, or whatever, how the place is built. But we also say, oh, the bathroom count is in the listing. Some people don't see it, some people bypass it, but we just remind them that way.
So first of all, you answered it amazing, right? Understand that I'm a math teacher, y'all. My math might be off, but y'all bear with me. Here's the point of it. Somewhere about 80% of your inquiries are people who refuse to read the listing. It's not that they can't, they just refuse to read it. All right, so having said that, if 8 out of 10 people are not going to read it, they're going to ask a bunch of questions that is already in the listing. So, because we want to optimize your time, because we really want you to be able to operate this business from this device here, from any beach in the world, we recommend the following, and that is this. Before you start, I don't care what they ask you. I don't care what they ask you. Your first response ought to be, I will answer all inquiries in a moment. That's what you're putting in your text thread. I will answer all inquiries in a moment. Why am I doing that, Cornell?
So actually you're doing that actually because you want to actually, of course, vet them, but you basically want to just vet them, just do a thorough vetting of the
Right,
process.
right.
That's what I say.
I want to politely say, let me make sure you're my ideal client before I waste your time and before I waste my time.
Yep.
Because as you start going through your questions, if they're not your ideal client, guess what they're going to stop doing? They're going to stop responding. So for those that don't know, my ideal client is not a local. If you're a 585 person, you're not my ideal client. If you're a person that don't have a work assignment, meaning that you're going to be in the property 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day, you are not my ideal client. If you're a person that potentially can bring mama drama or daddy drama because you're leaving one bad situation and you just need temporary housing, you're not my ideal client.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there's some Airbnb STR operators that will absolutely take your money. But my philosophy is this: not all money is good money.
Yep.
So I'm literally going to ask 3 questions. Cornell already shared them. I'm going to ask, what's the nature of your stay? Where are you traveling from? And who are you traveling with?
Yep.
I care about the who. I really do care about the who, because the who may not even be a person. It may be a pet. I want to
Yep.
know those things. Let me know in advance if you have a pet. All right. It may be it's a service animal. More than likely, it's not going to be. But I want to know that on the front end. Because, again, what we talked about before, when you start, there's an algorithm. And the algorithm that Airbnb basically uses is it's no different from those of you guys who've noticed. If you open up your YouTube account, like I'm not sure if you guys recently had this experience, right? I'm not a political person typically, but in the last 3 to 4 weeks, my social network started saying, McCray, you got to look at this. McCray, you got to look at that. And it's basically been around politics. And because, I'm in a community, I go in and I take a look at what they're looking. Now, it's just interesting because the algorithm around YouTube and Facebook is such. When I open up my page, I see more of what I saw 2 days ago. Raise your hand if anybody had an experience like that.
Yeah.
Don't have to be around politics. I'm just saying in general. That is the power of the algorithm. So what I'm saying is this: if you type in something around parenting, about being a good mother, about being a good father, the algorithm will give you more of that. If you're shopping for a pair of sneakers, particularly Air Jordans, algorithm, when you pop it open, will give you more of that.
Yep.
What's happened is that a lot of people who are in our community, we have been able to attract the right clients that fit our business model. These are professionals on assignment. And once you get 20, 30, 40, 50 of these people, guess what the Airbnb algorithm shoots you?
Get you more leads.
More of that and less of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it does happen, but it's really uncommon. It's really, really uncommon for us to get a lot of people who are from the area, the locals. But when we do have people who are locals, I got to share this with you guys. I'm going to screen share. I had a local person, and they kind of got upset with me, but I'm super professional. But I thought this was kind of humorous, so bear with me. I want to share screens with you guys. Let me find this person. All right, let me go to yes, and then we're almost at the top of the hour, and then I want to basically shift gears. Let me go to my messages. All right, what was this person's name? Let me see. They were hosting filters. Yeah, here we go. All right. So I got my filter on, and all right. Wasn't him. Wasn't him. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can make this bigger, right? All right. Y'all give me a thumbs up if y'all can see my screen. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, thank you, Cornell. All right. So here we go. All right, thank you, Trey. So here's a typical question. Am I allowed to know the exact address so that I can think about traveling and commuting to and from work? First thing I said was, what? I will answer shortly. Then I say, okay, I'm paraphrasing, guys. We typically reserve our spaces for business people on assignment. Could you kindly provide a little information about why you're here, where you're traveling from, and who you're traveling with? Thank you. Have a great day. Here's the person. I'm looking to relocate to an area from Fairport and was looking to see what it was like to learn about your city. I do not drive, so if I relocate permanently, I'd have an idea of what it's like. All right, Miles and Stacy, come off of mute real quick. Come off of mute. I gotta ask you, how far is Fairport from Rochester?
It's about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. So Cornell, from your mindset, anything that's 20 minutes from your Airbnb, is that a business traveler or is that a local?
That's a local.
Okay.
That close, that close. Now, if they were an hour away, that's something different. But 20 minutes, that's a local. So that's why
All right.
these questions are so important, right?
All right, stay with me, y'all, because it gets comical. I can't make this stuff up. So I'm like, wait a minute. This is my wife, y'all. My wife she is not as patient as I am. Relocating from Fairport, New York. Okay. Then I get in the thread because I'm not really, seeing it. And I said, oh, do you still need a place? It's about an hour later. I don't know, something. She says, yes. And then I'm looking. I said, well, she never really answered my wife. So let me just ask the question again. She responds, oh, it's just me. If it's going to be, so we're giving her, this is, by the way, guys, this is what we call friction. Friction. When you just don't allow a person to book your place, because I could do instant booking, and sometimes I do instant booking, and we'll talk about that maybe in another call. What I do is someone instantly books, and they're not my ideal customer. There's a workaround with that too. But so I'm creating friction, and so she's feeling the friction. She said, well, okay, I can always look somewhere else. I'm really just trying to check out the area. All right. Clearly, I was born at night. I wasn't born last night. If you're from the 585, you know what the area is. All right. And so here we go. I say our properties are reserved for business professionals on assignment. All right. So here we go. She says, well, I'm a business professional. All right. No, I'm laughing, right? Because why she got to add all this? It's not even. I am a veterinarian looking to stay in a safe place in our community. You clearly do not support local people. I'm a licensed boarded working professional. Why does it matter if I'm from Fairport or Pennsylvania? My money spends the same. Come off of mute for me. Come off of mute for me. Trey, Miles, David, Cornell. What are y'all thinking right now?
This person's up to no good, probably. They're making up stuff. I think that, they are local. They're just trying to cover it up, by saying that I'm a veterinarian looking to take place in our community. So this person is definitely a local. So they're trying to cover it up, and it's comical because they're really saying that they can spend their money somewhere else, but they want to stay at your place. So
thank you.
I'm gonna say she got a bad situation going on, and she trying to get out of it because, I was dumbfounded when she said, I'm looking at the area and I'm only 20 minutes away. It's like someone saying they live in Buffalo and you want to move to Amherst. That's a suburb, or Cheektowaga, something like that. That's 20 minutes away. You know the area. So what are you looking in the area? Okay, if you don't drive, I guarantee there's a bus.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
don't know about Rochester, but I work for the bus system in Buffalo. And our bus system goes about an hour further out of the city. So I know Rochester has to go at least 20 minutes in a circular direction so she can get on. If she's not interested, get on the bus, get off the bus, walk around, dog, go to buy a day pass, buy a weekly pass. Again, I don't know the Rochester rules and regulations on the bus service there, but I know here you buy a day pass. You can get on any bus you want all day long if you want to just drive, go somewhere for 20 minutes.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Who else wants to make a comment, a connection? So ultimately,
That's somebody else's headache.
yes, I'm glad someone said it. This is a headache waiting to happen. It truly is. So Miles, if you would, Miles, I got to put you on the spot. Got to put you on the spot. Y'all place on Rockingham is on fire, but it's not without challenges. share with our good people the night we had to stop through because the police got involved.
Yes, our client was trying to move in as if it was like an apartment. And she was very dirty and disruptive and not honest and all the things. And in fact, the first conversation we had, she was like, well, my family moved us in and moved me in. And I'm just trying to talk to the landlord about, seeing if I can stay here to get on my feet. No, this is a professional place. And then she had children and then her nieces and other kids and all kinds of things. It was a nightmare. And I guess one of the other residents called the police because there was crying for so many hours or minutes. And it was an autistic child, she said. Um, it was just a nightmare between the dog and the babies and and the dirtiness and all the things. She wreaked a lot of havoc in 1 week. So
One week.
it was bad in 1 week, like lots and lots of things. The dog died. It was just bad.
Listen, guys, so she bamboozled us saying that she had a service dog. And this dog really was cute as heck, but it wasn't no service dog.
No.
And the dog was so neglected. It ended up coming down with something called pica, which required us to do extra cleaning because this is like a bacteria that can be active for up to 30 days. So it was all around a bad situation. So when my mentor told me 3 years ago, when I was interested in this particular facet of real estate, because there's a lot of doors that go through for real estate, to make money in real estate. But he said, now, understand, all money is not good money. He never lied. He has never lied. All right, so that's our wrap. We're at the top of the hour. Let me start with you, Brother David, man. What's your takeaway? What's your takeaway from our marketplace conversation?
It's what do you call it? Squatting is real. That's my takeaway. Squatting is real. You got to be so careful. And now I understand a little bit more the importance of vetting. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a little afraid to, stick my toe in the real estate game. You had talked to me for about 2 years, almost 3 years now. I know I'm gonna have to make that dip in, but I like the fact that the way you're vetting, you're not being selfish, but you're being careful of your investment.
Mm-hmm.
And you only want the best of the best because everybody is not for everyone. So that's my takeaway. Everyone is not for everyone.
Amen. Amen. Cornell, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is definitely piggybacking off of what David said. The whole vetting process. My takeaway definitely what's really important from tonight's session is those three magical diamond questions. Where are you traveling from? Who are you traveling with? And why are you here? What is your purpose of travel? Because without that, that's the difference between the two STR operators you were talking about. Those three questions can save you a lot of trouble and heartache. Yes, you can get the money, but it's like you were saying, all money is not good money. That's another takeaway. By having those questions in place, by going through that vetting process, it'll make you get the best guess that you could possibly get. Not saying that you can't have problems in your STR business, but with those three questions, you can weed out, right? You can weed out a lot of the people that's here for the wrong reasons, or weed out what we like to say locals, because we don't want to do any locals because, if they're local, why do you need our place to stay? It causes issues. That's a big thing. If they're local guys, why do they need our place to stay? Why can't they stay at their own place? So usually these people are up to something. So that's another big takeaway. So just that takeaway alone just cancels out a lot of BS. It cancels out a lot of what if can happen. Maybe how they've been damaged, them sneaking a pet, all these type of things. Not only that too, those three questions can help save you later on. If you have a problem with a guest or anything, or they say they lied about them not having a guest, or lied about them not having an animal, or they bring an animal, extra guest in your place, you have those three questions recorded on the Airbnb message thread that can actually save you later on from saying, okay, this guest confirmed to your house rules, this guest confirmed that said they're the only person to travel, but your camera caught them having an extra two guests inside of the place without them paying an extra guest fee. So these are all big takeaways I took away from tonight's session that can actually help y'all later on if you need it for insurance. So yeah, that's my takeaways from tonight.
Amen. Miles and Stacy, what's your takeaway?
Before Miles answer, what is STR?
Short-term rental.
Okay, thank you.
I think our takeaway is to truly, when people say that they are moving to Rochester from another place, to really vet them to find out, like, are they still here in Rochester? Because that's what happened with our last resident.
Amen. Amen. Never again. Never again. OC, what's going on, my brother from another mother?
Hey, greetings, brother. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping on, just finishing up my other call, man, but it sounded like good conversation. We definitely got some lessons learned from vetting, from the vetting tip, and that is definite, don't believe anything, but vet everything. And so it's definitely good. We definitely got horror stories from that.
OC says trust but verify.
That's right.
Oh, OC, you know what? You reminded me of one of my wins, man.
All right.
I now got the cameras.
Oh, yes.
I got the cameras.
They make the difference. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. I'm messaging one of my partners, Olivia, who's not here. I said, Olivia, why does one guest say there's one person traveling with them, but I see two people coming and going, coming and going.
There you go.
You better get on the mic with them and find out what's really happening. So that saves you big time. And by the way, cameras outside only. You don't want to get yourself in a knot by having any cameras inside. Right. Big brother Trey, what you got, man? What's your takeaway?
Always vet your guests.
Yes, sir. Y'all hear that? Say one more time.
Always vet the guests.
Always vet your guests. And this is, let me just give this as a bonus, a tip. We got a brother from our church. His name is Jonas. He says, I'm gonna give you a bonus from Jonas. Let me give you this one bonus, guys. If somebody is hitting you up after 10 p.m. for a same day check-in, red flag. Red flag. Listen, sometimes, and I'm being honest with you, sometimes I don't even engage in inquiries after 10 p.m., especially if it's for a same day booking, because I know it's for nonsense. All right. All right. So with that being said, all right, I will connect. You guys message me anything you need, anything I can do to support your businesses. I'm a text message away. Blessings. God bless. Take care.
Have a good
Bless
night.
you,
All.
girl.
God
Thank you.
bless.
All right. Bye-bye.